Today, group therapy, totally random question, mailbag situation. First, I want to dive into a round of Am I the Jerk, which quite simply, we pull off the Y94 social media. Every once in a while, we just post, hey, what's the situation? We thought maybe you were the jerk in this, and we roundtable it here on the show, and we talk about whether or not it sounds like you were the total jerk or not. Number one, am I the jerk? My husband doesn't cook much, and he whipped up something this weekend. He called it Chinese food. But it was covered in soy sauce. It was spaghetti noodles, regular spaghetti noodles that you might use if you're making like spaghetti, mixed with rice, vegetables, chicken, and again, covered in soy sauce. It was super gross. I told him it was gross, and after the first bite, I then walked over and I made a sandwich. He said I can't give him a hard time about not cooking and react that way when he finally does. Am I the jerk?
No, and it sounds to me that whatever contraption he made, he was doing it on purpose so that he doesn't have to cook dinner anymore. That's disgusting.
I say, no, I think you are a jerk because he tried and he probably doesn't know what he's doing. And you could have said, honey, I appreciate you trying to make this, but I wouldn't really cover all this in soy sauce. And you wouldn't really just use spaghetti noodles and try to help him and say, if you want to keep cooking, I can help you.
So you think he tried and should get effort for trying?
Noodles mixed with rice.
Sounds super gross. It does.
I think he just tried to make something.
It does sound super nasty, though. I wouldn't have been able to eat that either. That sounds super nasty.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't have ate it either, but still, she should appreciate that he did try.
I don't think you're a jerk for not eating it. You maybe are a jerk for, like, making him feel bad. You could have done the same thing nicer. I don't know.
I think he did it on purpose. Nobody makes that kind of nastiness just to make it.
I mean, it does sound pretty nasty. I'm not going to lie to you. It sounds really gross.
It sounded like he made something and was hoping that he would do a terrible job and he'd say, okay, I'm cooking from now on.
It sounds like a stir fry, like a lo mein. He thought he was making a noodle and he was having rice and then he put veggies and chicken.
Mix the two and then a spaghetti noodle. Come on. I think that's not
It doesn't sound very good, I'm going to be honest. We're divided on that one. Am I the jerk? Next one up. I was recently asked out by a coworker, and I said, well, I'm sorry, I don't really date coworkers, and that just seemed like a nice way to let down somebody I wasn't all that interested in. Well, 1 month later, a much hotter coworker is now
before he started working there if he asked about it.
Well, why would you ask about it? Thought you said you did date coworkers.
Yeah, I guess that is true.
Maybe you would say that, in which case he's the jerk, bringing it up like that. I'm going to vote not a jerk. I think you were you let him down easy, and how were you supposed to know you're going to fall in love a month later or whatever you are? Fall in lust.
That's true.
Someone hotter walks along. What do you do?
That's what happens. And finally today, am I the jerk? I'm about 28 years old, but I've had the same best friend. Something else we're doing later on the show. Hang on, roll up. Let's grab this one. Am I the jerk? That's the last one. My cousin just passed away. We haven't really spoke since I was about 12 years old. My family seems annoyed that I didn't go to the funeral, but it would have required several hours of travel in the middle of the work week for someone I don't really have a relationship with. Am I the jerk?
I'd say no because COVID is still going on.
That's true.
And so you can kind of use that and you might not be close anymore. It is sad, and I'm sorry for your family, but if you felt that you didn't need to be there, that's okay then.
Yeah, if you didn't want to be there, then they don't want you there. Well, they don't get the choice anymore, but there's...
Probably true, yeah. I'm going to say not a jerk, too. People grow, and they move apart, and there's people that you're related to that when you're like a kid... you see a lot because your parents are choosing that you see them a lot. Mm-hmm. And it would be, I'm sure, every parent's fantasy that you maintain many of those relationships well into your life. But as you grow and people move and they get jobs and they start their own families, some of those extended family members, you choose who you want to have a relationship with. Yeah. And if you haven't talked to that person since you're 12 and you're a grown person now, I don't know why you would have gone. I mean, a lot of people would have, but you're not obligated to.
And I think there's some people who just because they're family doesn't mean you need to stay close with them anymore.
No, it really doesn't.
I think it's like an older tradition where if you know someone that died, you go to the funeral. Like my grandma will go to like not her old teacher anymore, but she'd just go to anybody's funeral that's around that's died. So I feel like it's just like an old school like respect thing that's just gone out of style.
It's like, maybe like once a week you go to the movies. That's her grandma's pastime. It's just she expects she's going to have a funeral every weekend.
When you're old, it's your version of a social life.
Yeah. Get together, make the same casserole. It's a thing. But you're by no means obligated to go. I think, I forget which one of you said it. If you didn't want to go, they probably don't want you there anyway. That is very accurate. Very, very accurate. This has been Am I the Jerk? You should never end on the funeral one. It's
a little sad.
Life lesson there.